Welcome to this session. I'm Moritz, core contributor at Alby, and we believe that every person has the right to participate fully in a global online economy, and also that we have an obligation to empower people to exercise this right for easier and more affordable transactions. And that's why at Alby we are making payments seamless, smarter, and more accessible for everyone. And we do that by building an open and interoperable building on open and interoperable standards such as Bitcoin and WebLN. And that's what I want to talk about in this short session right now. So now I guess if you're looking to offer your users or customers a safe way, an easy way to pay online, it is important that you have a basic understanding how online payments work today. Since all payment processors aren't created equal, it's rather important to know the ins and outs of how an online payment actually functions from start to finish, so that you can avoid any pitfalls and make the most effective choice to build your project. And the main players usually in online payment are you as a merchant, as a website operator, or app developer, and your user or customer. And to accept credit cards today from customers, you need a couple of things, such as an internet merchant account and a payment gateway. On top of that, you can also choose to include an alternative payment methods like PayPal or Bitcoin, as we talked about later, to service your customers who, for example, shy away from using credit cards. And once those pieces are in place, this is what happens actually next. So a customer makes a purchase from your website by submitting their payment information. And that information then is sent to the payment gateway, and the gateway encrypts the payment information and shuttles it to a series of approved payment processors and networks for authorization, where the payment is then either accepted or declined. And that decision then shoots back to your customer, so that all these activities take place in a few seconds. But it actually doesn't mean that you as a website operator or merchant, you already have the money then on your account in that same time. So the final step happens then after the gateway sends the transaction to the payment processors, and the money then is transferred from the customer's bank into your account. But this can actually happen several days. So as you have seen, the payment actually moves through several parties, often with varying providers for each transaction. And of course, this adds up cost, this adds up latency and time. And since things can get really complex really fast, some payment solutions there bundle also these steps up together into sort of an all-in-one solution. And in fact, actually, there are all kinds of different solutions out there. So when you decide on an online payment system for your projects, you should make sure to evaluate different things, such as, is it actually secure and reliable, this provider? Or what are the costs? Is it easy to use for you, but also especially is it easy to use for your users at the end? And that's where basically WebLN comes into play, because with WebLN, there's now an easy way for developers and users to send and receive payments on the Bitcoin network. WebLN stands for the Lightning Web Standard, and it builds on the Lightning Network and allows any web developer to interact with this network. It was created already in 2019 and is now constantly improved. So if we look at the different decision points here, regarding security and reliability, Bitcoin certainly stands out with an uptime I recently checked was around 99.987%. And also the payment reliability on the Lightning Network already got a lot better and will also keep improving with more liquidity in the network. Regarding costs increase quickly if you have to integrate with different service providers to allow users worldwide to exchange payments with your website. But Bitcoin as an open and global network allows anyone to participate. So this means that you can basically reach anyone using one network instead of integrating several others together. And Lightning allows to send microtransactions across the globe with an instant settlement compared to traditional payment rails at very, very low cost. But is it easy to use for you? So you actually, as a developer, you want to get up and running quickly, right? So that means the payment solution should be easy to integrate and flexible. And WebLN enables now every web developer to build Lightning apps using web technology so that every developer can become a Bitcoin Lightning developer, because you can keep using familiar web technologies like JavaScript, as we will see in this session and also in the next one. And what about ease of use for your users? So here, I think you should make sure that the process for making the payment requires as less interaction as possible. If customers must look for their credit card details first, for instance, in order to pay, they start thinking and think, okay, maybe I actually should abandon this payment process. Doesn't actually make sense to do this payment. So keeping the payment process as seamless as possible could lead to higher conversion rates and to a more successful project for you at the end. Now, to enjoy these benefits and also to help developers build more apps on Bitcoin, this WebLN guide was created. But before, I want to actually quickly show you my bad trading skills, how bad they are and how great actually WebLN is with a short demo. We can check out Collider Lite, for instance. The video conference takes up too much bandwidth right now. But I can definitely encourage you to try out this website when it comes to WebLN. So usually what happens first is you, using Alby, you are always asked do you want to give access to your account or not? You can confirm, and in this case, WebLN on this website is activated. If there was a better connection now, I think there would be a way to showcase you, because the actually very nice thing here about this demo is that you can fund your trading account directly through WebLN in your private Lightning wallet and open a position while trading on Collider, so that you even reduce the risk of custody in this case. And in the same way as you open a position, you can also close a position and directly withdraw the money in your wallet again. I will post the link then also in the show notes to try it out. Talking about the WebLN guide. The WebLN guide basically consists of different chapters. A part of the introduction, there is the building Lightning apps chapter, the resources, where we provide more resources all around WebLN, and a contribution section. So what WebLN basically is, it is a set of specification for Lightning apps and also client providers to facilitate this communication between a web app and a user Lightning node in a secure way. And this also, this picture, for example, depicts how WebLN functions and gives a rather nice understanding and simple to grasp. Then we also have a section where you see the different specifications. So it's rather straightforward. Every one of them is quickly explained with the same structure, where we show the method, the example, and there's always a demo where you can already test it out. If you have a Lightning or WebLN enabled provider installed, like Alby, you can do these demos in this case. And the main commands here is WebLN enable, then key send, make invoice, to receive a payment, and send payment. A part of that, there is also a chapter about best practices when it comes to, for example, showing errors or a fallback, for example, if WebLN is not, or if the person has no WebLN provider installed, how you can do that with code examples. There are actually already quite some WebLN providers out there, and I hope we will see many more in the future. There is Joule, there's Blixt Wallet, Blue Wallet, Breeze, they're all listed here. And there is not only the demo that I tried, you can also go, for example, on bolt.fun, what I think is itself already a great demo to try it out. But there are listed several other projects that are WebLN compatible, and you can see how they work. Overall, this guide is actually made by the community to increase the number of apps out there and help developers get started. So everyone can contribute to this guide, give feedback if something should be explained better, or if some information is missing. You can leave a comment here or go on GitHub, make a pull request there. If you also want to contribute in the improvement of this guide, I can also encourage you to take part in this Bitcoin Lightning Layer Network Specs group. We meet regularly there on a bi-weekly basis and discuss how we can develop this standard even further.